Sully here from On Gamers News to break down the recent developments with CLG. Following a disappointing showing the last 2 weeks in the LCS, CLG have decided to take their team to Korea to boot camp. This decision coincides with the need to renew South Korean teammate Seraph's visa. The move has raised questions in the LCS community, coming as it does at the end of the summer split. There's been a fair amount of back and forth on the topic, so we've collected what you should know in order to understand this surprising turn of events. Here's what we know. CLG's coach Christopher Monte Cristo Michaels spoke about the situation on Twitter, saying, "To explain the CLG Korea situation, we had to play a sub this weekend anyway, due to Seraph's trip to Korea for his visa. We could play the games with the rest of our roster, but we would have to wait at least a week before he came back to scrim again. This would leave us little time to prep for the playoffs. We also think a shift in environment and hands-on coaching will be better." Michaels has been very vocal about NA teams not getting enough time for Worlds, and this move can be seen as a solution to that exact problem. On episode 16 of Summoning Insight, Michaels had this to say.
Under current conditions, without boot camping or fixing these problems, I would say that I don't anticipate any North American teams to reach the semifinals. But I do think that under a proper boot camp condition, that it is a possibility with the right group, with the right bracket. But it is a small possibility, even so.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shot that you gotta make. That's it. You have to go for that practice to be able to even have a shot at it.
And I also think that if the Western teams are going to compete well at Worlds, it is 100% necessary that a boot camp in Korea happens together, and that we all try to get better together at the same time, and that it really has to be a multi-team effort from North America and Europe to really hit it hard, because otherwise if the NA and European teams don't work together, like, I don't see anybody getting very far.
In addition, CLG released a statement about the move. The best interest of the players and the success of CLG at Worlds will always take priority, and there is an agreement from everyone here that this is the best course of action under the circumstances. This Korean boot camp plan is a unique opportunity for CLG to have a significant advantage over the other NA teams, and you can count on the fact that every player will be using this time to focus on in-game improvement, team synergy, and becoming the best team possible. Since the team is left when they still have games to play this split, they've made an unprecedented decision to substitute their entire roster for the remaining games. This being a super week, that makes 4 games that CLG will play with the substitute team. The roster is a collection of familiar faces and a few surprises. Hotshot GG will return in the mid, Nian Tanzo top, former EG sub Thinkcard in the jungle, Quan as support, and ex-TSM alum Chaox as the marksman. Although fans would no doubt love to see a matchup between Chaox and his old TSM teammates Dyrus and ex-Special, that will have to remain a fantasy for now, since CLG doesn't face TSM or Curse this week. In a last-second update, Quan went on Twitter to announce that he would not be joining CLG's team after all, and expressed his displeasure towards Riot Gaming. Later, he expanded on his initial statement, saying, "I went to the CLG house to have boot camp, but soon after I arrived, Kelby told me that I'd been banned from the LCS Challenger Series. I contacted Riot to figure out what's going on, and they told me that I got banned for match fixing on Kimchi Dose Spicy because they acquired new information." Although Quan intends to continue discussions with Riot in an attempt to get his ban lifted, he will definitely not be able to participate in this week's matches. No word has been heard from CLG about their plans for a new support player. To clarify any misconceptions about this move, CLG does not risk relegation by subbing their entire team, nor elimination from the playoff contention. The team currently sits at 4th place with a 13-11 record. Even if Evil Geniuses and Complexity won all their games, CLG lost all of their games, CLG would remain safely qualified for the playoffs. Hopefully this breakdown of the facts at hand helped to clarify what has been a somewhat surprising and contentious move from the veteran LCS organization. On behalf of On Gamers, I'm Sean Sullivan. Stay tuned to On Gamers to see more NA LCS coverage as we join Travis and Marking for Super Week on Friday. And keep your eyes peeled as Thorin gets some insight from Monty on the latest CLG decision.